I am ready, I am aligned, I am chosen, I walk in favor, I move with trust, I receive with joy, and so it is. Before something amazing happens, there's always a feeling of restlessness, a divine discomfort that creeps into your day. It's like a shadow you just can't shake. You start feeling unsatisfied with things you once put up with. Conversations that used to make you laugh now feel empty. That job that once felt secure now seems too small for your spirit. Even familiar faces and places start to feel foreign. This isn't a sign that something is wrong. In fact, it's the earliest sign that something is right. Your soul is getting ready to expand, and it starts by letting go of what no longer serves your higher good. Every blessing begins as a spiritual seed. That seed takes root invisibly before it blooms into something you can see. When you're about to achieve something significant, the first change happens within you, not outside, not in your inbox, not with a promotion, but in your feelings, your thoughts, and that quiet whisper, I was made for more. That whisper is the start of alignment. It's how your spirit prepares you for what you've asked for, even if you haven't said it out loud. You don't always need words to pray. Sometimes your deep yearning is the prayer. Sometimes your dissatisfaction is a sign your heart has already spoken to the universe. Most people don't see this phase as preparation. They call it a bad mood, a rut, or a midlife crisis. But those who are spiritually awake will recognize this as a divine signal. The life you've known is being rearranged for something far greater. This isn't the time to cling to what's fading. This is the time to boldly step into the unknown. The discomfort isn't a punishment, it's an adjustment. You're being gently nudged out of the nest because your wings are stronger than you think. When people say, I feel stuck, what they often mean is, I can no longer lie to myself. The old ways no longer feel good. The old excuses no longer work. You try to squeeze yourself back into the old space, but it makes your spirit ache. That ache is sacred. It's the labor pain of a new chapter. The blessing you're about to receive can't come to a version of you still holding on to an outdated identity. It won't fit through a door that no longer belongs to you. The discomfort is your inner world rearranging itself to match your new vibration. Sometimes this discomfort shows up as people leaving your life, friendships fading, or opportunities being delayed or denied. Don't rush to fix what's falling apart. Let it go. Only the things that can't come with you to your next level will fall away. Don't mourn the old season when a new one is being prepared. Trust that if it left, it was part of the pruning. And pruning is never punishment. It's preparation for growth. There are no coincidences. When your soul is ready to grow, you'll start to feel an urgency, an inner pressure. You might feel a sudden need to change your habits, your clothes, your space, your diet, your thoughts. You might find yourself waking up earlier or staying up later, not from stress, but from a bubbling energy you can't explain. That's your spirit knocking. That's the call to expansion. That's the divine hint that you're being guided towards something bigger than you currently understand. This shift might not always feel smooth. It might not bring immediate peace. It might come with confusion, doubt, even fear. That's natural because your mind wants to cling to what's familiar, but your spirit only operates in what is true. You'll be asked to release comfort to make room for truth, and in doing so, you'll discover that the discomfort was never a curse. It was a compass. The voice of the spirit isn't always loud. Sometimes it speaks in silence, in a gentle nudge, in the way your heart beats faster when you think of a new dream, in the way your body tenses when you try to go back to the old way. These aren't accidents. They are sacred signals. And if you honor them, if you listen to the discomfort instead of numbing it, you'll walk directly into the blessing that has been waiting for you. You were never meant to stay in the same place forever. You are not a fixture. You are a force. And the discomfort you feel today is your soul's echo saying, I am ready for more. It's proof that the old cycle is complete, the old chapter closed, and the next level is being written. So don't dread the restlessness. Don't fear the shift. Know that every great blessing starts with spiritual discontent, a gentle clearing of what isn't yours to make space for what is. You may not see it yet, but you're being rerouted to your reward. The preparation might be invisible, but the reward will be undeniable. Speak gently to yourself during this time. Affirm with power, even when I feel uncertain, I trust the divine is moving me to my highest good. My discomfort isn't the end. It's the beginning of something magnificent. And so it is. There comes a beautiful moment in your spiritual journey when begging transforms into declaring, asking evolves into knowing, and hoping grows into expecting. That moment isn't in the future. It happens the instant you decide. Your desire is already yours, that you no longer need to chase it, worry about it, or question your worthiness. The shift isn't in the world, it's within you. And when that inner shift happens, everything else starts to follow. Many people pray, but few truly declare. They speak to the universe like a beggar, addressing a king timidly, nervously, always feeling too small to ask for too much. But spiritual law doesn't respond to hesitation. It responds to faith. It responds to boldness. It responds to your vibration, and your vibration changes the moment you move from wondering if something is possible to knowing it's already unfolding in your favor. You were never meant to live in spiritual poverty. You were never meant to plead for what is already yours by divine right. There are no shortages in the infinite. The supply is endless, but what blocks the flow is the belief that you must earn what can only be received by faith. This is why begging doesn't work. You aren't convincing the universe to give you more. You're aligning with what has always been available. When you're aligned, your words transform. You stop saying, "I hope I get the job," and instead declare, "The perfect position is already prepared for me, and I am guided to it." You stop asking, "Why doesn't love come to me?" and begin to affirm, "Divine love now flows freely in my life. I am a magnet for my highest good." You're no longer speaking from a place of lack. You're speaking from spiritual authority. And that authority isn't arrogance, it's alignment. You're not claiming something that doesn't belong to you. You're claiming what has been waiting for you. This kind of speaking demands trust. It requires you to stop seeking outer confirmation. It means you stop checking your phone, your email, your bank account, hoping for signs, because the true sign is how you feel when you speak. If you can declare your good before it appears, you're already a match for it. If you can walk in faith while the evidence is still invisible, you're already vibrating at the frequency of your desire. The world will try to teach you that you must work harder, try harder, do more, but spiritual law isn't ruled by force, it's ruled by belief. You don't have to force open a door that's already yours. You don't have to chase after what's being divinely delivered. You only need to prepare your inner atmosphere so that when your blessing arrives, it finds you ready, not doubtful. When you speak your word, not with fear but with confidence, you activate unseen forces on your behalf. You declare, "I now receive what is mine by divine right. It comes to me with ease, under grace, in perfect timing." And then you step back. You allow, you trust. You don't try to micromanage the miracle. You don't try to guess how it will come. You stay open and receptive. Think of your declaration as planting a seed. When you declare you're good, you place that seed in fertile soil. You water it with gratitude. You shine the light of faith on it daily. And you don't dig it up to see if it's growing. You trust the process. You walk as though the harvest is already on its way. You speak as though the answer is already in the room. That is the shift. That is the moment the spiritual energy becomes magnetic. Every time you affirm you're good, even when the facts seem to contradict it, you are aligning yourself with higher law. You're saying, "I don't live by appearances, I live by truth," and the truth is always greater than the facts. The truth is there's no delay in the mind of God. The truth is you're not asking for too much. The truth is you're not unworthy. The truth is it's already done. Sometimes people say, "But I don't feel worthy to declare something so big." Worthiness isn't something you earn. It's something you remember. You are not your mistakes. You are not your past. You are not your fear. You are a spiritual being created with purpose, power, and a destiny too grand to be confined by fear. The moment you remember that, your declarations begin to carry weight. They are no longer empty words. They are spiritual commands. Speak only what you want to see. Declare only what uplifts your vision. Let your words harmonize with your future, not your fear. You are a vessel for divine supply, love, healing, abundance, and victory. Act like it, speak like it, walk like it. There's no need to beg for what's already moving toward you. Say it now from the core of your being. I no longer beg, I declare. I no longer chase, I align. I no longer doubt, I trust. I now receive what is mine, and nothing and no one can stop it. When something wonderful is about to enter your life, it's almost always preceded by a period of testing. Not because you're being punished, but because your faith is being strengthened. The big blessing, the major win, the dream you've held for so long, it must land on stable ground. And that ground is your inner belief. That belief is built in the quiet moments when nothing seems to be happening, or even when things seem to be falling apart. That is often the final stage before everything falls into place. Many people mistake this testing time for failure. They ask, why is everything going wrong now? Why are things delayed? Why did that door close? But the truth is, that delay, that detour, that closed door, it's not working against you. It's working for you. The tests come to burn off fear, clear out doubt, and bring your faith to the forefront of your life. You can't walk into a big blessing carrying the same doubts that held you back before. The testing isn't meant to break you. It's meant to reveal your strength. There's a rhythm to spiritual law. Before the light comes, there's often a shadow. Before the breakthrough, there's usually pressure. You might feel squeezed, stretched, or even confused. That's a sign that something greater is about to be born. Just like a seed must break open to become a tree, you must shed the outer layers of your old thinking to become the vessel for your new life. You're not being punished. You're being prepared. During the test, you're invited to trust without seeing, to speak the truth even when the facts seem to say otherwise. That is the real work of spiritual alignment. It's easy to say, I believe, when money is flowing, the phone is ringing, and opportunities are clear. But when the phone is silent, the account is low, and answers are delayed, that's where faith grows strong. That's where your vibration rises above appearances and enters the field of miracles. These moments of testing aren't random. They're precisely tailored to bring out the exact spiritual strength needed for the blessing you've called in. If you've asked for expansion, expect to be stretched. If you've asked for abundance, expect to confront scarcity with your words. If you've asked for love, expect to release all the false versions of it. Nothing real is ever taken from you. Only the false, the temporary, the limited will fall away. Sometimes the testing comes as silence. You may feel like nothing is moving, like heaven has gone quiet. But that silence isn't absence, it's space. Space for your inner voice to rise. Space for your old habits to be examined. Space for your deeper alignment to come forward. Don't rush the silence. Sit with it. Listen. Speak affirmations, not to hurry things, but to anchor yourself in truth. One of the biggest spiritual tests is persistence. Do you keep declaring you're good even when there's no sign of it? Do you keep walking by faith when your feelings try to pull you into fear? Do you continue to bless your situation even when your mind wants to curse it? If you do, you are passing the test. And each time you pass, you shift closer to the manifestation of your desire. Another test is detachment. Can you let go of the how, the when, and the who? Can you allow the blessing to come in the way divine intelligence sees fit, not just the way your mind expects? When you stop grasping, you create room. When you stop controlling, you create flow. This is part of the test. Learning to rest in certainty, not in a specific outcome, but in spiritual law. You may also notice resistance from others when you're nearing your breakthrough. People may question your decisions. They may not understand your peace amidst uncertainty. They may try to plant doubt. This, too, is a test. Will you allow their doubt to shake your truth, or will you stand firm in your knowing? Your ability to hold the vibration of your desire, even when others can't see it, is a sign of spiritual maturity. It's important to remember that you are never tested beyond what you can handle. If the challenge is here, it's because the victory is already here. The test isn't an obstacle. It's an invitation to rise, to align, to declare. Every test you pass becomes a spiritual foundation. It strengthens the roots beneath the surface so that when the blessing blooms, it won't be shaken by the wind. Speak over yourself during the testing time. Even this is working for my good. Even now, the way is being prepared. I am not shaken by appearances. I am grounded in truth. Say it with conviction. Say it even if your voice shakes. Say it until your energy matches the outcome you desire. You are not being overlooked. You are being equipped. You are not being denied. You are being refined. And when the test is complete, when your words match your destiny, when your faith outweighs your fear, the blessing arrives, often suddenly, often in ways you couldn't have imagined. And it won't be late. It will be right on time because you weren't waiting for the blessing. The blessing was waiting for you to remember who you are. There's a beautiful moment in your spiritual journey when you start to notice something unusual. You're not reacting the way you used to. Things that once caused panic now bring a strange calm. Delays don't upset you like before. Rejection no longer feels personal. You wake up not with dread, but with quiet expectation. This isn't indifference or passivity. It's the peace that comes when your spirit is in harmony with truth. When something big is entering your life, one of the most reliable signs is an increase in your inner peace. Not because your circumstances are perfect, but because your inner world has become your solid ground. You are no longer tossed around by the winds of outer events. You know something greater is at work. You may not be able to explain it, but you can feel it. That feeling isn't wishful thinking, it's alignment. Most people spend their lives reacting to the world around them. If the job is going well, they're happy. If it isn't, they worry. If money is flowing, they feel confident. If not, they panic. But when you are aligned with divine truth, your peace no longer depends on outer appearances. It's rooted in a deeper knowing. I am supported. I am guided. I am provided for. This knowing creates a stillness in you that the world cannot shake. You begin to smile more, even when things are uncertain. You feel a soft joy bubbling up, not because anything amazing has happened yet, but because you know it's on the way. That knowing becomes your resting place. You're not trying to convince yourself. That belief shifts your entire vibration. And once your vibration shifts, life begins to meet you at your new level. Another sign that something big is coming is the presence of small synchronicities. You start hearing certain words repeatedly. A stranger says something that touches your heart. A message appears on a billboard or a page in a book that speaks directly to your soul. These aren't random events. These are spiritual winks. They are gentle nods from the unseen, saying, yes, you're on the right path. Keep going. You'll notice that delays don't shake you as easily. What used to feel like a closed door now feels like redirection. You're less interested in forcing things. You stop trying to chase what doesn't flow. Instead, you allow, you trust. You become comfortable not knowing exactly how or when your good will arrive. You've grown enough to know that the when and how aren't your job. Your job is to stay aligned, stay grateful, and stay open. This inner peace isn't weakness, it's power. It's the kind of power that doesn't need to shout or struggle. It simply stands, it knows, it rests, and in that rest, things begin to move. The right people call, the right doors open, the right ideas flow. Not because you pushed, but because you aligned. You were ready, so your good could find you. There's something else that happens when your peace grows. You stop competing. You stop comparing. You stop needing to prove your worth. You are no longer trying to impress anyone. You're no longer desperate for validation. You know your value is set. You know your worth isn't measured by your status or possessions. You've tapped into something higher, a quiet confidence that speaks louder than any performance ever could. Your relationship with time also begins to shift. You are no longer anxious about how long things take. You understand that divine timing is never wrong. You realize that when you try to rush the process, you end up with something half-formed. But when you trust the process, you receive something whole, beautiful, and enduring. You are no longer obsessed with immediate results. You are aligned with eternal outcomes. This peace doesn't mean you never feel fear or doubt. It means that when fear arises, you don't feed it. You acknowledge it, bless it, and move back into truth. You don't deny your emotions. You simply no longer let them rule your decisions. You have trained your inner ear to hear the whisper beneath the worry. That whisper says, all is well. Even this is being worked out for your good. You become magnetic when you are in this state. People notice the calm in your presence. They feel the ease in your energy. Without even trying, you begin to attract better experiences, not because you chased them, but because you matched them. You are no longer pleading with life. You are dancing with it. That is the rhythm of true manifestation. Every great blessing requires space. That space is created when you release anxiety and replace it with trust. When you stop rehearsing the worst-case scenario and start affirming the good. When you move through your day not in tension but in quiet certainty. And that certainty isn't found in the world. It's found in the still place within you. Speak to yourself gently in this place. I am no longer waiting in fear. I am resting in faith. I don't chase my good. I attract it. I don't need to force. I allow. My peace is my power, and it prepares the way for miracles. Say it until your body relaxes. Say it until your mind softens. Say it until you feel the shift. This is the evidence. This is the confirmation. Your peace has grown stronger than your fear. And that is how you know your big blessing isn't coming. It is already here, waiting for you to meet it in the stillness of belief. And so it is. You have walked through the signs, the stirrings, the tests, the shifts, and now you see it clearly. Something big is on the horizon. Not because of chance, not because of luck, but because you have aligned. You have moved from hoping to knowing, from reacting to resting, from chasing to attracting. The discomfort prepared you. The declaration claimed it. The testing refined it. And the peace now confirms it. You are no longer who you were. You have risen in consciousness, and the outer world must rise to match you. The delays didn't deny you, they developed you. The silence wasn't absence, it was sacred space. And the signs you've seen in your feelings, in your shifts, in your synchronicities, are heaven's way of saying you're ready. You are now a vibrational match to the miracle you once could only imagine. The ground beneath you has been made stable, the doors have been reassigned, the way has been cleared. All that remains is for you to receive, not with fear, but with full faith. I am prepared, I am aligned, I am chosen, I am ready, I walk in favor, I move in trust, I receive with joy, and so it is. How does this new version feel for your YouTube audience? I aimed for a conversational, encouraging, and clear tone.